Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy B Puzz here, and I'm gonna tell you a fantastic story about a camping trip that me and a few of my buddies took this fall break, so like Octoberish. Gameplay right now is just gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy. I know it came out a while ago, but that's how it's gonna be. So pretty much, me and my friends decided to take a 3 day or 2 day, or yeah, 2 day, 3 night camping trip, up in a lake near my house up here in Arizona. Pretty much it was, let's see here, it was maybe about 8 of us the first day, and then 4 other people showed up day two. So pretty much we each put in like $100 each, or about everyone gave me $10, so we had about $200 total to put into food. Me and my friend went getting food later. Before we left, we got hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, soda, juice, the whole 9 yards. We did forget get a few things, like we forgot utensils, we forgot plates. That's gonna come up later in the story, but trust me, it's much worth it. So day one, we left as normal. We all met at the house. We got ready to go while we were waiting to meet everyone. We took pictures, etc., etc. Because this was for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Pretty big birthday then. So we all left, and I thought we were gonna caravan up there, right? Like I was gonna lead, everyone else was gonna fall behind me. So we got up on the road, and we were traveling with 3 cars total. It was my car, which had 7 people. It was my buddy's car, which was him and his girlfriend, and then my other buddy, which was him and another girl he brought. Um, we pretty much left, and as soon as we got on the freeway, they sprinted ahead of me, going like 95. And keep in mind, I'm driving like a 2017 Expedition. I can't get that much power to my wheels, and I have maybe 80 pounds worth of food, drinks, camping supplies, fishing poles, whole 9 yards, right? So we get up there, and they're just speeding ahead. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to speed limit. They can wait up there. It's their fault they didn't follow me. So while we were driving up there, my one of my friends ate 100 milligrams of edibles. So he was high. He was blasted all the way going up there. It was about 3 hour drive up there. He was absolutely blasted. So pretty much what happened is we get to the city where we're gonna stop, which is 40 minutes outside our camping location. We stop to get food. We stop at the Walmart. We make sure we get some things I forgot, like we forgot napkins and solo cups. I didn't even realize I forgot forks, and we have other things like we also were bringing like alcohol and shit like that. It's a camping trip with a bunch of buddies. So while we're going up there, I'm like, okay, you guys are gonna follow me while I get to the camping trip because I know how to get there, right? So we get up there, and we're pretty much like, and my buddies again speed ahead of me, and I'm in the car fucking screaming at them. I'm like, you fucking stupid, fucking retarded, fucking dipshits, they're fucking getting ahead of me. Like I'm pissed at them. And then we get to the camping site, and I'm like, what is like? And I'm like, okay, you guys need to follow me. Like, I know what's going on, etc., etc. So we get up there, and I'm like, okay, I know where I'm going, and try to pull up Apple Maps, but we're like outside of any like cell range, anything like that. It's not loading. So I'm driving around for a solid 30 minutes, 40 minutes, being like, okay, where's the camping site? Because I knew where it was before. I knew exactly where we were gonna camp. We're asking people like, hey, do you guys like know any free sites available? Blah blah blah. They say no. I eventually find the spot where we want to go, but it's either A, all the spots are taken, or B, it was muddy as shit because it rained a few days before. So the friend that one of my buddies brought, apparently her brother camps up there a lot, and she called him. Apparently she got enough signal to call him and said, "Hey, do you guys know any spots?" Apparently right across the street there was spots. Camping spots were great. It was really big, maybe 100 yards in each direction. There was nobody. There were still other campers, but 100 yards in each direction, nothing. So we get there. unpack all the cars, get the campsite set up, and we start drinking right off the gate. Like, it's the booze is out, chasers are out. We set up the tents, we get the fire set up, and no one's willing to help get firewood. They're all just chilling by the fire, drinking, smoking, etc. And we get up there, and I'm like, guys, we need to get firewood, but all the firewood's wet, and no one wants to go, and we don't have fire starter, we don't have wood, nothing. Eventually, at some point, we get a fire started, and it's like okay, it's like okay, we're gonna make dinner, and I was making Boy Scout stew, right? If you don't know what Boy Scout stew is, pretty much what you do is take a tin foil of Paul, you can put water in there, you can put beef broth, chicken, beef, vegetables, salt and pepper, cayenne pepper, whatever you want. It's pretty much like a make your own stew. We put it in the fire, and I make everyone special, individual, etc., etc. And it cooks, but it's undercooked because one of my friends moved a log, and like it was either burnt or undercooked because I had no way to keep track because that log was moved. And I'm like, God damn it! So I'm like, okay. I try pulling out the plates. And I'm like, fuck, we don't have any plates. And I'm like, okay, maybe we can just use like a spoon and spoon it in. Nope, no spoons. I'm like, oh, I forgot to grab the plastic silverware. So I'm like, okay, we pour it into solo cups. I'm like, here you guys go. This is gonna be your food cup. This is gonna be your drink cup. You know, go ham. Everyone enjoys it, but the fire starts dying down. I'm like, okay, guys, we gotta go get wood. Like, I can't be the only one going out every 20 minutes to get firewood. At one point, we're like, okay, it was me, my buddy, and the friend that he brought. Um, we were gonna go to a gas station, which was again 40 minutes away. So 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. We leave at maybe like 5:30, 6 o'clock ish, and we're like, okay, we go out there, we get the firewood, we get the fire starter, we get some ice cream, just some stuff to go. By the time we get back, it's dark. And I'm like, okay, like, it's fine. Like, here we go. We're gonna, like, here you guys, here's your food, blah, blah, blah. We get the firewood, etc. I look through the snacks, all of it's gone. I look through the Red Bull. I bought a 24 pack of Red Bull, in fact, and it was gone. 24 packs within an hour. Gone. And I'm like, guys, like, what are we fucking doing? I look around, cups are all over the place, and I'm like, guys, this isn't a fucking party. This is a campsite. Like, be respectful of nature, etc., etc. Like, you guys, like, I only brought enough for like one person to get 1 cup apiece, and it was, and I'm just like, guys, what are we doing? Like, I only brought this much. Like, write your name on it. That's it. Like, that's what I expected. I didn't expect them to be so retarded. That's the point I'm getting at. And pretty much, we're like, okay, fine. Like, it's whatever. My friend snorted coke. I'm being dead ass. He took like 5 lines of coke. I don't know why, but he was being an idiot. I was already drinking at this point, and I tasted one of the drinks my friend made, which was it was like vodka and like grape soda. I'm like, oh, that's really good. Can you make me one? And something happened. I can't remember, but he like slammed the cup down and it spilled all over me, and I got pissed at him, and I blacked out at this point. Like, all I remember is attacking him, and like trying to get some wrestling moves off of him. So I went for his legs and I grappled them, and that's all I remember. All I remember after that next is that my friend went under him to protect me, and all I hear is, "Yo, that's I'm gonna call him Michael." I'm like, "Yo, that's Michael. Get off, Michael. Get off, Michael." And then that's where I come to. I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I push my friend off me, who I'm gonna call him Bob. So my friend Bob, I push him off me, and I'm like, oh shit. And I start having kind of like a mini panic attack. I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I walk out in the woods just to be alone for a little bit, like calm down. And one of the girls that came out with us was like, hey, is everything okay? Like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Can we just chill here for a bit? Like, I'm okay. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And then we go to my car, and we just start talking. But then for some reason, everybody gets in the car with us, which, if you know how cars work, it started draining the battery. And my friend that was high went into his tent, started freaking out. And we're like, okay, we gotta go check on him, blah, blah, blah. So we get one of our buddies who's in the tent with his girlfriend, and we're like, hey, you need us to come out with us. Like, you need to calm him down. He's high as fuck. Like, he's really the only person that could calm him down. He's a really good guy. Pretty much he calmed down. He's like, hey, dude, are you good? And he was like, no, don't take anything. Please take whatever you want. Just don't hurt me. He was like tripping balls. And then for the rest of the night, we pretty much just chilled around the campfire, drank until like 12 in the morning, and then we just started going to bed slowly. A couple of my friends went in their tent. Like, we had like 5 tents total. And then a couple of my buddies slept in my car. And that was Bob, Michael. That was Bob, Michael, and another one of our buddies. He pretty much they pretty much went ham the entire night. Like, they were like searching for the Wendigoon or some shit. Like, they were going around screaming like, ah. They tried going in one of my friend's tents being like, there's a bear, there's a bear. They all went in there and climbed on top of her and like was completely annoying, stepped on all her clothes. It was a mess. They eventually get to my tent. It's like, yo, let us in, there's a bear. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this right now. I just want to sleep. They're like, no, there's a bear. And I get out of my tent. They come in my tent. I go in my buddy's tent with the girl that he brought. And it was crazy. They keep screaming. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm not dealing with this right now. Like, this is a bad idea. Like, this is a bad idea. We can't do this. Like, I can't deal with them. Eventually they calmed down, like a few hours later, but it was crazy. Okay. I don't remember falling asleep, but it was like 4 in the morning maybe when I eventually got to sleep. We eventually ended up waking around like 7 or 8, so I got some decent sleep. And I'm like, okay, great, we can make breakfast. New start on the day. I wake up early. I bring like a propane stove so I can make bacon, eggs, breakfast burritos, the whole 9 yards. They get the fire set up. I mean, 10 in the morning, we have a shit ton of alcohol. We start drinking. I'm gonna be honest, we eventually start drinking. And it's not like we can, and we eventually figured it out, like, hey, some of us want to go fishing because there was a lake nearby, and swimming. Some of us want to go get some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, we needed stuff. We needed food, we needed utensils, firewood, etc. And pretty much that's what happened. Like, I'm already there day drinking. I'm like a quarter of a bottle through some vodka. My friends dip. We go to the lake and tent. It's me, Bob, another one of my buddies, and his girlfriend. We bring sandwiches out there because I brought sandwich stuff for lunch that day. And it was pretty fun. Like, there was nothing bad about it except for we were drinking. I didn't catch any fish, unfortunately, and the water was cold as fuck because it was October. It was starting to get cold up out here in Arizona. And excuse me. And I'm drinking like half a bottle of vodka by the time we get back. We get back to the site. My friends get back right before us, and I'm hammered at this point. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not feeling good. Like, yo, I would talk to one of my buddies that was there. I'm like, yo, cook me up some great food. Like, I need grease in me. I need salt. I need stuff. And I'm just sitting in the tent feeling like I'm about to throw up. And my friend makes it for me, and I eat it. I only get halfway about through, and I'm slumped in my chair. And then our other buddies come out. About 4 of our other buddies come out. And they're like, fuck, what are we gonna, I'm like, hey guys, what's up? I jump on them, I kiss them, like straight in the lips. I kiss them because hammered, bro. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you guys are here. This is gonna be so much fun. Blah 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 blah. And they're like, what is going on? Like, you need to like calm down. So I sit in my chair, I calm down. One of my friends brought a cigar. It was a birthday cigar. So I end up smoking the cigar. And and I'm like, I get through like an hour, like a 2 hours of worth of a cigar in like 40 minutes, and I start feeling like shit. Like I'm slumped in my chair, and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna throw up. I end up standing up, puking all over in front of the fire. They get me to a chair, and I'm like, I black out at that point. All I remember is sitting up on the chair, it being light out, like maybe like 4 o'clock ish, and there's not like all I hear is people like talking and being like, "Yo, is he okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's gonna be fine," etc., etc. Like he's gonna be okay. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, you know. Apparently, at some point, I like fell over and I hit my head on a rock, and they were super worried about me. And they ended up getting one of my buddies, the buddy that helped the guy that was high the night before, and was like, "Hey, yo, he hit his head. He hit his head. It's okay." Like, and he gets to me. He's like, "Yo, are you okay?" And apparently, I was like, "No, no, no, it's fine." Blah blah blah. I remember hearing at one point, the girl that my friend brought, apparently she ended up throwing up in the tent, and they were pissed at her. They're like, "Why'd you throw up in the tent?" Blah blah blah. They eventually get her to a chair, and she ended up going in the tent, talking to one of the boys that showed up earlier. From what I heard, they ended up fucking or some shit. I don't remember, but that's what I heard. And I wake up, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'm good. I'm done for the night. Like, I pretty much cut myself off, and I'm like, this is not good. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, and I'm done. And apparently, like, they ended up going in my car. I don't know what they were doing in there, but they ended up going in my car. And I'm like, you guys need to get out. And my friend was in there, and he was drunk too. He fell out of the car, and he was out of it, dude. And they were taking my friends took care of him while I took my friends in the car, and um he ended up going around that night, and some backstory context. He like just broke up with his girl, and she was in Florida. Apparently, he heard that his girl was like meeting people at parties in Florida, and he was livid. So he was going around the woods shouting her name. Was like, "No, I need her back. I need her. I need her." And like I was by the camping site, or I was passed out, and apparently he found one of the car keys. Apparently he got one of the car keys and started the car and said, "I'm driving to Florida right now." Blah blah blah. I'm driving, and all my buddies like got him to calm down and eventually get in the tent and just calm down pretty much. And they're like, you don't need to do that. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. I could not remember controls for the life of me. So, pretty much, oh, where did I leave off? Night 2, my friend started the engine. Okay, right. Cut that out, Brayden, please. Pretty much what happened is that everyone ends up going to bed on like a pretty sour note, and we're like, okay, we're gonna leave the next morning. It's whatever. We wake up early. We eat all the leftover food, and there's not much leftover food. I'm gonna be honest. Um, we just started eating hot dog buns, chips, whatever we have left. It's pretty bad. And my friend and his girl, they leave early. They just shoot off. They didn't really help break down. It's fine. It's whatever. I didn't really think anything of it. We break down the campsite, and my friends teasing me like, "Oh, you didn't get play. You didn't get play. Haha, I did. Blah 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 blah. You didn't get play. You know, the normal stuff of like he's not cool. And like, you know what? It's whatever. It's fine. I'm not really caring about it. But oh, being me, I make it a big deal. We pack everything up, and we pack everything up and we shoot off. We get through the town that we came through, and then we went there, and we're just gonna shoot down the freeway and be back in like 3 hours. Apparently, what happened is a semi truck flipped over on the side of the road on the way there, and they closed that road off. They reroute us to like this other way long road to get to the main freeway, which, if you live in Arizona, it was this road that took us to the 60, and we were on this road for maybe 5 hours. And we stopped to take a bathroom break and get food and stuff. And I'm like, and they're like, come on, we need to stop for like real food, etc., etc. And I'm like, no, like we need to just shoot up to 60, get home in like 2 hours, and we'll be fine. And everyone's like, excuse me, everyone's mad at me that like, oh, like we're not talking for food, blah blah blah. But in hindsight, I should have stopped to get food. But we shoot up to 60. We stop and get McDonald's. And our friend, apparently their route took them like up and around, not like the direct route that we were taking. So we got back in five. Excuse me. We got back in like 5 hours, maybe around like 5ish. And they get back at like 7, 8 o'clock, and I'm like, damn, dude. And we drop everyone off. I unpack, and I'm tired as fuck. I shower and I crash. And that's pretty much the camping trip story. Hopefully it was long enough. If you want a more in-depth version and with more people, I can definitely get more people on, and they can add more to the story. Leave a comment down below if you want to hear that, and we'll do a more in-depth version. Anyway, this has been Puzz. If you guys like these videos, please leave a comment, subscribe. I will definitely do more story times. I have more story times to tell. Let me know what you guys think. And this has been it. Please like and subscribe.